Hello and welcome back. I don't seem to have a question. Oh, been authorized anonymous donation, says this runner man. Interesting. I just showed up to inform Mr. Hieronymus that the request has been fulfilled. The cultist den in the shadow quarters has been cleared out. A grim smile brightens his features, and he makes the sign of the Aquila. I hope that their suffering was commensurate with their deeds. I'm trying to remember the voices I give people. It's hard. I have a question about faith. I'm just gonna speed read this. Feel free to pause if you wish. I kind of know about the Emperor. I just kind of want to see how this game... Ministorum. Yes, not to be confused with the Adeptus Administratum. I just kind of want to... May the Exalted One smite me if I'm lying, but faith... Aren't afraid to speak freely, are you? You think yourself more virtuous and cleverer than others. Even those eyes and ears have absorbed more light. Those whose eyes and ears have absorbed more light and wisdom than you. His eyes flash ominously. I'm clever enough not to toil for imperial clerks who grow fatter by the day, and pious enough to tell the Emperor's light from the gold of an icon's frame. I say we leave it at that, my good man. Let's cause trouble. I imagine it is very advantageous for the ecclesiarchy to pose as a congregation of saints. Forgive me for not buying any of it. And rightly so. The ecclesiarchy harbors plenty of covetous and power-hungry recidivists. They've forgotten what it means to be a shepherd. They've grown soft and sluggish. For too long, have their souls and bodies gone without suffering. What an interesting character this guy is. I have to say this. Many would consider your remarks about the ecclesiarchy to be heretical, and many others would find them truthful. He's turning into Yoda. I am a preacher of a radical teaching that renounces fear. I've left the bounds. He's radical, just like me, for real, for real. I've left the bounds of the blessed Imperium to carry his light into the darkness of the frontier. I've come to know depravity firsthand, and am now able to perceive it under any guise. I think I can afford myself a modicum of truth. Who's the enemy? Xenos, archenemy. Fear the mutant, the alien, the heretic. Tell me about Incendia Corda. You heard of Aspis Corda, pirate, blasphemer, xenophile, and egregious apostate? Incendia is rare, and a rarity among rogue traders. The protection of the Holy Warrant typically leads to the swift atrophy of conscience and pious dread, but not in Incendia's case. She relentlessly hunts down pirates and firebrands, and brings rebelling colonies to repentance, establishing strict discipline. The weight of her wrath is great indeed. The colonies she punishes are girded with orbital rings of heretic corpses, and as a warning to the survivors. As her personal confessor and guide, I find no end to the joy her triumphs in faith bring me. Since when is orchestrating massacres a sign of virtue? They aren't massacres. This is a war on apostasy and treason. And in this war, Incendia Corda is inflicting grievous wounds upon the wicked. Well, thank you for explanations. Actually, Tell me about yourself as well. Neither my past nor my present hold any secrets, but take heed when gazing into my heart, for many dark thoughts lurk within. Really, what is troubling your heart? Bad omens, dark times have come. Ships from the Imperium barely appear in the Coriolis expanse anymore. In Footfall's shadow quarters, Tain thrives, and the people here are corrupt enough to succumb to it gladly. Rumors around the expanse say that the accursed Xenos have grown bold and are rearing their heads. They attack ships and settlements, walk under the suns of the Imperium worlds like kings instead of cowering in the shadows. What next? What adversaries await us if such disgrace is happening already? There's more and more talk of how poorly things are going in the expanse. Some days it seems I can't take 2 steps without hearing some peasant pontificating on the matter. Even if it is as dire as they say, the von Valancius realm will not crumble under the blows of fate, no matter how devastating. Chin up, Lord Captain. This is no time to lose heart and lament your lot. Not only is your hope false, it is also dangerous. Among his servants, there have been people of greater integrity who sully themselves in their attempts to rise above the rest. That is very true. Say, who were you in the past? A wretched fiend. Blinded by my ambitions, I served in my home planet's Adeptus Administratum division. I was a shrewd and sly bureaucrat, and I soared to great heights, to the very chair of prefect. In 30 years I turned my home from a withered French colony into a prosperous world. Our wealth grew as we bloomed. But the bloom was a veneer for rot. Opulence had depraved us, and luxury has seduced us with its sordid promises. The planet's denizens no longer wished to pray or work. They only sought entertainment and dangerous philosophies. 1,000 vile heresies and 1,000,000 appalling vices bred on my world like mold on a Nutri-bar. In those days, I saw with my own eyes the shameless ugliness of the soul. I repented of my hubris, left the position of prefect, and became a traveling missionary. I've been one ever since. As for my world, 20 years later, the Holy Inquisition consigned it to purifying flames. The Emperor is merciful for allowing you a chance at redemption. Who said I had redeemed myself? I doomed an entire planet to degeneracy. You think a decade or 2 of wandering with a mission is enough to atone for that? No, I am a poor excuse for a shepherd in his eyes. Your words about the past are drowned in murky hues of sickly green, and your talk of the present falls in grey flakes of ash upon the shoulders of your listeners. Sorrow truly weighs heavily upon you, Reverend Hieronymus, and that is why the fire in your words is devoid of golden radiance. The faded flickers of teachings leave nothing but black soot on their souls. Curious. Anyways, I think we're just about done here. I mean, can't really do anything about that right now, I don't think. I don't know if I can. I don't know. I'm just gonna. I wanna go on the ship. I wanna go do other things. We've been on Footfall for quite a while now. I suppose I can throw down a hard save before we leave. Come on now. Kind of long loading times in this game, which I find it a little curious. Can't do that. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean to go behind the desks. You know, it This doesn't seem like the kind of game that would... Oh, Heinrix, hello. A familiar figure turns to you. Heinrix van Kalox, interrogator of the Order of Xenos, bows his head respectfully. Lord Captain. Honored interrogator, what a surprise. Did you perchance leave something in your cabin? Not at all, First Officer Viserion. I am not in the habit of leaving a trail, but I thank you for your concern. I don't know if I'm doing romance if I do this. I might be. It's fine. It's fun. It's fun to be a little flirty with a stern inquisitor man. I'm gonna give him a dazzling smile. Master van Kalox, I knew you could not resist my charms. Heinrix momentarily closes his eyes as if your first remark has thrown him off and made him forget the speech he prepared. Rogue Trader. I was able to contact my mentor and report the tragic events that transpired on Reichard Minoris. Also received some information from my agents regarding the movements and actions of enemies of humanity, including the Xenos that we're assuming were involved in the theft of the star. According to their findings, the threat now hangs over other worlds. This time yours, Lord Captain. Oh no! He clears his throat and begins in a pointedly official tone. By the order of Lord Inquisitor Xavier Calcasar, whose duty is to stand sentinel over the Corona's expanse, the rogue trader of House von Valancius is to take on board the agent of the Most Holy Inquisition and provide escort and support in deeds great and small that serve to safeguard the territories of the Imperium against its enemies. This decree is effective immediately upon announcement and remains in effect until decided otherwise by His Excellency Calcasar. I'm not gonna go that far. What exactly caused this need to rejoin my crew? The cause is the activity of humanity's enemies, including the cult of the Final Dawn. In my absence, the situation in the Corona's expanse has changed. I have received an exhaustive report from my agents. This heresy has taken root in the region where the von Valancius worlds lie. You probably already know about the fate of the industrial world of Kiava Gamma. Do I? I don't remember. If not, then I will share what details I know, but not here. Better to talk on board, where we will not be overheard. Yeah, let's be official. I, Rogue Trader Jane von Valancius, welcome the agent of the Golden Throne aboard my ship and take on the responsibility of assisting him in the fight against the evil that threatens humanity. Heinrix gives a reserved nod, an answer befitting a righteous servant of the Emperor. If duty has brought you aboard the Rogue Trader's ship once more, then such is the Emperor's will. Welcome back, Interrogator. Thank you, sister. It is an honor to be traveling with one of the blessed Adepta Sororitas. The Inquisition? Jane, you never mentioned you socialized with such distinguished servants of the Emperor. I'll bet it takes someone truly remarkable to warrant such eminent and close attention. And she lets out a laugh. Heinrix glances at her and tilts his head slightly. Mistress Haydari, ever since my first visit to Footfall, I've been hearing about your colleagues and personal talents, but I'm afraid your full name escapes me. Would you kindly refresh my memory? Laughter gets stuck in Jai's throat. She pales slightly, but still forces an apologetic smile. I don't mind, Sherin. Let my full name remain naught but a stray sound to you, plain and uninteresting. Master van Kalox. Cassia's voice is brimming with genuine joy, which she immediately hides behind a facade of highborn primness. Since you are with us once more, I do hope you will find the time to finish our conversation about the literary works of Kronhalle the Blessed. I will make every effort, Lady Ocelio. Have you been hanging out, when I wasn't looking? How fun. I must also deliver this to you. Heinrix pulls out a sealed letter. The Lord Inquisitor specified that the contents of this this envelope are for your eyes only. I would ask you that you read it as soon as you have the time. That is everything for the time being. Are you headed to the ship, or do you still have business on footfall? Whatever the case, I can either wait for you on board or accompany you as part of your retinue. And now comes the hard choices. I really want to keep Cassia on. I think it's really cool to have a navigator with us. I really want Argenta to be along, because sisters are dope and she's dope. I think... Oh man. I'm kind of surprised myself, but because I initially thought Pascal, but I'm actually gonna have Abelard leave the party. I'm gonna have to take a look at you right now. You're still using the Force Sword. You got a last pistol. Biomancer staff you can keep. Do I have any better pistols? Kind of wish you could like sword, so you like filter. This seems to be just a better last pistol, so I'm gonna give him that. Trigger discipline, very nice. Now then. You've done this, right? Assassin, did I give you that rank? Oh well. Deals damage, direct damage, within a 12 cell radius. That's not bad. What else do we have? We have lethality. I think I'm actually gonna go for this. I think. I don't know. Fuck. No. No. That could be some. I'm just gonna do the soul purged right now. Seems cool. Let's fucking leave this god-forsaken place. This god-emperor-forsaken place. Even. We have some people who want to talk on the bridge though. Which we might do before anything else. Oh. We're actually having a little cutscene. Fuck, I didn't do a hard save like I thought I should. Lord Captain, the inspection of the ship systems is complete. The tech priests are reporting the machine spirits are calm and satisfied. Everything is ready for onward travel, except there is an issue you must be made aware of. Cassia makes a quick, nervous gesture, adjusting the adornment over her third eye. I've been studying the records left by the vessel's previous navigator. I wanted to double-check the route to Dargonus and discover that it does not match the one recorded in the Atlas. It is more than a minor warp fluctuation. The route has been wiped out. It can no longer be used for traveling. To make matters worse, I started checking the paths from the Atlas one after the other and saw the same thing everywhere. The warp is roiling with an ominous storm, bursting with vivid and screaming colors. It will not hinder our movement, but all previous knowledge is now nearly useless. Damn. Argenta angrily chops the air with the side of her palm. Why? Warp storms are our enemies, just like heretics and demons. It is a shame they can't be dispersed with a flamer or a bolter. Now we can be certain that the problems with astropathic communications in the Corona's expanse are no coincidence. There is a warp disturbance in your way, Lord Captain. It is swallowing messages and disrupting familiar routes. This means you need to locate the key worlds of the Von Valancius Protectorate as soon as possible. I'm talking about Janus, Dargonus, and Kiava Gamma. Charting new routes, so they can be reached, and restoring control will be the necessary next step. Tell me about Janus. The surface of Janus was altered extensively so the planet could be designated an agri-world. It is a powerful food base capable of supplying the burgeoning protectorate and exporting provisions to the outer worlds at the same time. Janus owes much of its prosperity to the governor house of Viat. Under its leadership, the world has grown ever more prosperous year after year, securing shipments and taxes while keeping the workforce tightly controlled. Okay, that's good. What is Kiava Gamma? Industrial world Kiava Gamma is being managed by the governor house of Gaprak and supplies your protectorate with rare mineral resources. Additionally, the planet features an Adeptus Mechanicus Manufactorum that processes materials and prepares them for shipment. I testify that Kiava Gamma is a world marked by the Omniscience patronage. By his grace, the manufactorums of the colony are inhabited by committed and industrious machine spirits. Heinrix coughs quietly. Mistress Tolliman neglected to mention that the Kiava Gamma Manufactorum also supplies heavy machinery, from forage harvesters to vessel systems and components. Abelard turns his hard eyes on Heinrix. You display commendable knowledge of our world's manufacturing capability, Van Kalogs. Pleased to be of service. And what do I need to know about Dargonus? Dargonus is the heart and soul of your protectorate. It is where the main administrative resources and storage facilities are. And so is the Von Valancius Palace. If you would like to know, this is where you will publicly accept the title of Rotator. Dargonus is a major administrative hub that runs cargo, fleet, and keeps track of finances. What would the consequences of losing contact with these worlds be? A world deprived of connection to its neighbors' systems and the Corona's expansive infrastructure can only rely on itself, and their capabilities are often limited. For example, Janus does not have a fleet of its own. Pirates, cultists, heretics, xenos. Anyone could prey on the helpless planet. The loss of communication is a threat to your position. A rogue trader with no protectorate to back them is one that grows weaker by the day. The Voxmaster is entirely correct. You are rogue trader Jane von Valancius, the successor of Theodora von Valancius, one of the most influential women in this side of the Maw. But you're also new to the business of governing. Many will doubt your competence and try to carve up your protectorate so they can snatch a piece for themselves. It is important to show your potential allies and foes that you are in control of the situation, which is why the sooner we reclaim these lost worlds, the better. Abelard, what is your opinion? Which world should we deal with first? Abelard strokes his beard for a few seconds before giving a hesitant reply. Rediscovering the agri-world will supply your protectorate with something none of your servants can do without. Sustenance. That's kind of what I was thinking. Either that or the administrative center. The importance of basic supplies should not be underestimated. Just look at Footfall in its current pitiful state. On the other hand, I am concerned by the rumors concerning Kiava Gamma. There have been no problems on Janus for many years, but something is very wrong with the industrial world right now. Delay may cost us the entire planet. I trust I do not have to explain the capital world. Losing it would make us the laughingstock of the other dynasties. Besides, the loss of chronicles and ledgers would spell a bureaucratic catastrophe, so all three systems are equally vital to the Protectorate. It falls to you to decide which should be brought into the fold before the rest, Lord Captain. Man, now I'm a lot less certain about making a decision. He stressed potential time limit on Kiava Gamma, which worries me. I'll think about it. Very well, our course is clear. Do my officers have any other issues that require immediate attention? That is all, Lord Captain. The vessel and the crew await your instructions and are ready to depart footfall immediately, should you so desire. What I desire immediately is to talk to my crew members. In particular, the newer ones. Like Jai.
Allow me to thank you again.
Voice acting.
The cargo, Sherin. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Sherin. I will watch your back if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
Was there some business you wish to discuss?
Oh, Sherin, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Something about her voice reminds me a little bit of Counselor Troy. She's not the same kind of character, though. Hello? Oh, okay. Oh, I'm in my big chair. Where do we want the camera? I'll have to do. The flickering light of dozens of candles play across Jai's face, making her small smile appear even more mysterious. Sherin, the exalted one, can you... Okay, thank you for finally confirming that. Himself brought us together the day you crossed Vladim's threshold. He led us to the cargo and gave his blessing for its return. Do you know what people on my world say when such a thing happens? What's gained is to be shared with your neighbor. She points at the containers. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. Drukhari. Children of Assyrian. She points at the containers in front of her. One contains a polished Eldari rifle, a rare model, and the other holds an ornate sword. I am sharing what I've gained with you. Please accept these humble gifts in honor of our wildly successful though suddenly struck friendship. A truly wonderful gift. I accept with gratitude. I knew you would appreciate the Xenos mastery of their craft. Jai beams at you, curling a lock of black hair around her augmented finger. After a brief pause, she awkwardly continues. So, the matter I wanted to discuss with you is related to my business. You know that I sell Xeno artifacts to interested Imperial subjects, Imperial trinkets to Xenos. Business is going well, my network runs, even without my participation. But when it comes to expansion, well, that is where I hit a wall. Rivals, envious of my success, Jai throws up her hands. Falco especially. I am certain the theft of the cargo was his doing, but I can never predict what that Ashmag will do next. And while the Imperium's authority may be fragmented in the Expanse, I would crack down on people of my... It could crack down on people of my profession at any moment. I think I follow. You wish to use me? Exalted One forfend, could such a lowly servant of the Emperor use the radiant bearer of the warrant like some kind of tool? The other way around, however. If the rogue trader put in a good word for me with the servants of the Adeptus Administratum, I could become an official trade representative of the Imperium. Just imagine it. A little scrap of paper will offer me and my agents protection against Ashmag's schemes, far better than any refractor field. And even the Inquisition will have to think twice before they mess with me, because I'll be a representative of the law in my own right. And the best part of all is that this will cost you precisely nothing, Shireen. All you have to do is stop by the Administratum Palace and obtain a certificate from the Master of Seals. My informants tell me that the palace is located on Dargonus, your capital world. You see how everything has aligned so wonderfully? And of course I will repay you in kind. And how do I benefit from your gaining official status? Besides being in receipt of my eternal gratitude, Shireen, she raises a brow. Won't it be beneficial to have someone in your retinue with the weight of authority behind them rather than just another pawn? One slip of a paper and I will be able to extend my network to systems far beyond footfall. My agents will be your eyes and ears throughout the expanse. I like the sound of that. I fucking love secret spy networks. It's super cool. That sounds simple enough. I will help you. Exalted One bless you, Shireen. I couldn't find a better business partner in all the expanse. Jai ponders for a moment and then graces you with a dazzling smile. Friendship is a gift from the Exalted One, and we must cherish it. And you will have no complaints about our friendship, Shireen. I may not be a trade representative of the Imperium just yet, but I can still help you with whatever you need. You must have some faction in mind you would like to establish relations with. The feared Drusians, the hot-headed pirates of the Casbalica. You merely need to use the right words, like a key for a lock, and people will open their hearts to you. Or their wallets. I will arrange everything, you merely have to ask. I'm gonna say Adeptus Mechanicus, I think. The Adeptus Mechanicus, they are the partners I need right now. Not a problem, Shireen. I will have my people put in a good word for you in the right circles. I will humbly wait until you steer your vessel toward Dargonus, the Mercantum Tabula Officiale. It sounds almost as majestic as the warrant of trade. Almost. Was there something I was supposed to do with the computer? Still not sure what I'm supposed to do with this. Is it just storage? Maybe it was the cogitator on the bridge I needed to interact with. I don't remember. Regardless, I want to exchange a few more words with Jai, if you don't mind.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have you grown bored with our little talk, Shireen?
Tell me about your business in the Corona's expanse.
My trade means knowing the right people and non-people, having the right connections, and making sure the precious goods find their way into the hands of my no less precious customers. My wisdom includes the knowledge of the enemies of humankind, be they Xenos or the lowest scum of the Imperium, as well as the latest knowledge about how they charge for any particular curio at the footfall market. Not even the most cunning Argy will deceive you as long as I am with you, Shireen. I promise you that. Whatever I have can be yours too, if your unfathomable wealth isn't enough for you already, I mean.
Do you do business with the enemies of humanity?
It has been known to happen. After years of dealing with Xenos, I've learned their customs, and even got a grasp of their language. Except they cringe whenever I start speaking. Arrogant sods. They dislike even our voices. What they never turn away are valuables. Then again, I'm used to seeing sour faces. In this trade, the easily offended go out of business.
Perhaps your knowledge will serve the von Valancius Protectorate.
I have no doubt you will have to deal with Xenos sooner or later. When that time comes, Sherry, you will thank the Exalted One for sending me to stand at your side.
Tell me about the Xenos of the Corona's Expanse.
Vicious, cruel, dangerous beasts. Humans hold little interest for Xenos. We are entertainment for them, a means to keep boredom at bay. A commodity. But some of them contact us once in a while using their own people. Do not deceive yourself by thinking you are safe because there are no Xenos in sight. Those Agi are as cunning as they are ruthless. They cleverly pull at the strings of spies and traitors, subjugate those who do not fall for the promised reward, transform the ones who resist their promises into soulless puppets.
That sounds like Drukhari.
The Emperor watches over me, and that is why I still haven't succumbed to the fate of many of my associates who have lost their lives to the stringy scoundrels.
You have many talents.
Thank you, sir. Being able to read and write is chief among them. You may not be aware, but this science is beyond the abilities of billions of the Imperium subjects.
Yeah.
Yet they happily keep drudging along in their factories, fundi, and assembly lines. Me? I didn't escape Ifrit to consign myself to such misery.
Ifrit. Is that the same planet that Idira is from?
The wonderful things that make the wheels of bureaucracy turn in the right direction.
You could be sitting back reaping the fruits of your own work. So why have you chosen to embrace the vicissitudes of life aboard a void ship?
You're fun to talk. I grew tired of scribing endless contracts and agreements neatly tucked away on footfall. I did that for how many years? But here, among the stars, you are always balanced on a knife edge. Nothing thrills me more than the tension of a warp jump, or the danger that lurks around every corner on a planet. Footfall was beginning to make me fat and stupid, Sherry. I do not want that.
Awareness. Jai speaks measuredly, with just the right amount of laziness in her voice, but her performance cannot conceal the slight tremble in her voice. That's probably the clunkiest sentence I've seen so far. Mostly good writing in this game, but her voice, that doesn't roll very well. What about your gang that stayed back at Footfall? Do you trust them?
Do I trust the Trickster twins? By the Exalted One, no. The underhanded rogues of Footfall came up with that name for a reason. The tricks of those frenzied ashmags are all about things far more intriguing than the honest and law-abiding subjects of the Imperium can imagine.
Mention of her fellow Coldres makes Jai's eyes shine a bit brighter than usual.
On the other hand, this is why I am keeping them close. Kor and Tora know who lifted them out of the cesspit proudly called the Shadow Quarters, and who has been feeding that ravenous beast their insatiable lust for lucre. No, they are not going to betray me if only because they know I am now a part of your entourage, Sherin. They're not going to let the biggest pie in the Imperium pass them by without trying to get a slice for themselves.
Are you really that rich?
Compared to the rabble on Footfall, perhaps. Compared to you. Be it power or money, I still have a long way to go. I could purchase one of Footfall's asteroids, but not a planet. I could subjugate a few gangs from the shady districts, but not Vladaim.
Vladaim, there's a pronunciation of the name.
I do not consider myself rich. I am not rich enough. I think we've said all there is to say on this topic.
Oh, this would be interesting to have explained. You keep using words I don't understand, like calling me Sherin.
The language on Ifrit, my home world, is quite different from the one spoken in the Coronis Expanse. We bestow more than one meaning upon each word, allowing our wise men to fully express their sagacious thoughts, and us lowly commoners our base passions and desires.
I see.
Take Agi, for example. That is what I call every piece of scum and villain, because Agi means evil and foe.
I wonder if this is
and
based in
pathetic
real
form
words.
unworthy of consideration. Or take Ashmag. It means fool and little brother, and blind man who stumbles and would fall into a pit without guidance. Shireen means friend and comrade and roommate in a battle formation, like we are.
You don't look like a typical smuggler.
No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium.
She speaks. When she reads that name, it sounds very similar to Arabic. I imagine that's the sort of language they're basing her speech pattern on. I'm not sure though.
The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games. But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago.
How did you escape from Ifrit?
I convinced my father I personally wished to oversee the inspection of imported goods. I had to get experience so I wouldn't bring shame on our family, didn't I? I made friends with traders, missionaries, and soldiers at the port. I listened to their stories, studied the charts, learned what documents I had to forge to escape the planet. A kind word here, a shiny coin there. And here I am, in the iron belly of a ship, braving the void in search of a new life.
Judging by your implants, you've had quite a few close shaves over the years.
Consider it a mark of my trade. This year, Xenos. Dumb-headed orcs. Who knew that we weren't the only ones to get tempted by the wreck of that raider? As for this treasure, I received it as a reward for a life that had been just a little too good. I was in a hurry to get to the Adeptus Amasacus after the Exalted One blessed me with immense wealth. I was 2 backstreets away from the den when a pathetic Ashmag attacked me, envious of somebody else's fortune.
So you've ran into orcs. How interesting. I wonder if there's orcs in this game. Tech use succeeded. You're familiar with implants like the one that has replaced Jay's neck. It is merely one part of a massive augmentation replacing the internal organs. A slit throat could not have been the cause for installing such a sophisticated device. Huh. Why did you choose to come to the Coronis Expanse?
The Coronis Expanse. A gorgeous name, isn't it? But this backwater wasn't my original destination when I escaped, Sherry. Oh no, it was the rumors of incredible freedom that brought me to the Coronis Expanse. Freedom that is generously bestowed upon everyone who can survive in these parts. All doors are open here. You can become a saint, a mogul, a kingmaker, or anyone you like, really. Here, hard work pays off, unless you're used to lying by the roadside and complaining instead of toiling for the good of your soul, glory, wallet, or whatever floats your boat. I'm used to working hard, and so I found my blessing.
Thank you for sharing this.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
Fascinating. You know, I think I might talk to her a bit more. I just, we're running out of time, and I kind of need just a little bit of a breather. Oh, there's a lot of people to talk to. We might just be talking for most of the next episode. We'll see. I do kind of wish to move on to something else as well. We'll see. We'll figure it out. See you next time.